What's going on, Trader Gang? Happy Sunday to everybody. Nothing but blessings to you guys. We're back at it again with another Sunday market breakdown. I appreciate you guys popping on. It's another week. Brand new week is upon us. So we're going to get it cracking. Let me just check my audio really quick. And then we're going to break down gold and US30. So I'll update you guys also on the $200 account as well. My trade. Sounds like we're good. Let me open up the charts for us. So update on the account. We're currently at $168 on the account. That's how we ended Friday. So definitely not where we wanted to end, but you know we're still in the fight. We're still in the markets. So yeah, we're just going to kind of just continue on. So let's go ahead and take a look at news. News is important. We want to see what the market has for us this week. So Monday, doesn't look like we have much going on, nothing but USD. So that's good. Tuesday is Veterans Day, so of course it's a bank holiday. So I more than likely will not be trading on Tuesday because this week I am going to trade only US30. So I'm stepping away from gold just for this week. I just want to kind of take a test or trial at US30, see how we can, I guess, profit from the market off of US30. So we're just going to be doing that. So Tuesday, we will not be trading. Wednesday, we do have some things for USD. 620, we have FOMC, so we have a lot of councilmen that are speaking. So this could definitely affect the market. So 620, 7 a.m., 720, 930. And then we have 10-year bond auction. And then API weekly statistical bulletin. So we definitely won't be trading around that time. So it looks like we'll be clear there. So we'll just have to watch the market and kind of see how it moves. Because typically with US30, from what I've seen, like if usually a opportunity will present itself literally like right at market open. So you just kind of have to watch it and kind of see what trend the market's already making and see if you can capitalize off it, and just be mindful if it reverses and does the opposite, and see if you can capitalize it off of that also. So Thursday, we have CPI. So we got news. So, but again, we are still in a government shutdown. So as we noticed this last 30 days or so, any like major news that we've had, it hasn't played out. So we haven't really had any news at all. So usually CPI usually comes out at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. So usually at 8:30 Eastern Time. So we do need to still be watchful of this, but I don't think anything's going to happen again. But of course, around market open, we have some councilmen speaking again. We have 30-year bond auction, federal budget balance. And then other than that, that's it. So nothing really for Thursday. And then Friday, we have PPI. So again, another major news day as well. But again, with the government shutdown, we can even see down below here, it says U.S. government data may be impacted by the shutdown. Tentative events are subject to delay, revision, or cancellation. So that could more than likely mean that nothing's going to happen. So again, we just got to be on our toes and just watch for how the market moves, and just continue to follow the trend, and look for price action. Higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows. So that's it for that. As we can see with gold, we took some decent trades, but I think it was towards well, I will say this. Monday and Tuesday, or no, sorry, when did I reload my account? So Monday and Tuesday, I took a huge loss. We ended up basically blowing the other account for the most part. I had like $27 left on the account. And Wednesday, we reloaded the account with another $200. So then we did good on Thursday. We profited. Actually, I came almost up to $350. So, and then we took a loss there, and then of course I took a loss of $160 or something like that on Friday. So that's where we're currently at $168 on the account. So we did take a pretty big loss. I took 3 trades on Friday, so I did end up breaking my rules of my 2 trade a day rule because I was revenge trading a little bit. I'll be honest. I was trying to win back some of my losses. So we just kind of took that to the face and just accepted it. But overall, I mean, we can see price has been tracing back up. So of course we had a huge push down all the way down to the previous weekly low at 38.86, and then price ended up pushing back up these last 2 weeks. So it's literally finding a retracement. So I feel gold is going to continue to push up. So, but we just gotta kind of see what's going to happen. It could come up to retest this previous weekly high at 41.08. So that could be a possibility. But let's go ahead and clear this out, and we'll kind of just reset everything. So let me get you guys back onto my screen. So you guys didn't see because my screen was still on the news website. So we can see her overall on the weekly. We've been bullish. We had a push down here the last or not last 2 weeks, but last 4 weeks or 4 weeks ago. And then of course these last 2 weeks we've been trying to make our way back up, kind of just with a retracement back to the upside. So so the overall trend is still bullish. So this usually gives me a good indicator. We have a nice doji candle right here on the weekly. So this looks like it could give a nice retracement. Plus, of course, it's trying to form a nice bullish candle here. So, of course, this week, if price does come all the way up here and try to retest this area right here, this was a previous weekly low, then we can definitely see it continuing to push up. So we're going to mark up our all-time high right here, obviously. So that was at 43.81. So if you guys have any questions as I'm going through this, definitely throw them in the chat. That was the previous all-time high at 43.81, 440. So we'll keep that. All right. So let me move this text to the right. There we go. So here we want to mark up our previous weekly high and low weekly. So previous weekly was right here, so the 3rd. So we're going to mark up the high and low of that candle. So this is our previous weekly high, and that was at about 40.31, 694. So we'll do let's do 700. Copy that. All right, so we got our previous weekly high and then our previous weekly low, which is down here. I always try to do it to the wick as close as possible. So let's see. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, because you can go down on the daily too and try to get as close. So that's pretty good. So we got a previous weekly low at 39.28, 319. So we can do 320. All right. So there we go. We got our previous weekly high, weekly low. Price is already pushed above the weekly high. So that's good. So now we can mark up one more area. So of course we can mark up this low right here. So this was at 38.86, 233. So I'll do 235. I just like those like psychological type numbers. So if it does decide to try to push further down, it's going to tap into this area here. So, and then of course we want to tap into this area up top right here. So this was actually a previous weekly low, I believe. So yeah, or no, this was a weekly high. So this was a previous weekly high before. So this was at 41.10, 589. So we'll do 585. Cool. There we go. So there we go. I'm just going to leave it just like that. So because we do have an area of demand right here, we have an area of supply right here, which is previous demand right here. So if we go down like on the daily, we can see things a little bit more clear. So, and it's, you can actually mark this up, with a rectangle. So of course we have a supply zone right here. This area right here, we can see we had some rejections. So this is another area. So this is another area of supply, previous demand also. So which I think price is going to tap into here and retest here. And then as you see here, this previous weekly low, we have an area of demand as well. And then of course, if price doesn't respect this area, then it's going to continue to push. And then of course, come here, it can come down to these lows right here. So, but we'll kind of just keep the charts clean and just kind of focus on this because I do see price pushing up. So like even on the daily right here, I mean, another area that could be tested is of course right here. So this would be 41.62, 530, 25. We can add that as another area also, since if price does continue to make higher highs and higher lows, that could be another area it can tap into as well. So again, I usually trade on the 30-minute, so we can kind of see what the 30 minutes looking like. So we can see here, if we kind of zoom out a little bit, we have a nice trend line going. So we have three touch points. So that's usually a strong indication. So if price doesn't want to do this, then of course price is going to end up pushing all the way down. So it has to push below here in order for there to be a change of structure or a change of direction. So, but or even price could come up, come down here, retest previous weekly high and continue to go up. So, or it can actually come down, take all this liquidity out and then go up. So, but we'll see. So, but as of right now, price is definitely bullish on gold and may continue to push. And like I said, retest 41.10 right here. So that's it for that. Let's take a look at US30. That's what we're going to actually be trading this week. So we'll go on the weekly here. We can see what did US30 do this week. So of course we all right here. So we actually had a push down. We tapped into an all-time high, and then we rejected, pulled all the way down to here, and then closed at 4,700. So around there. So we'll see if price decides to continue to push down even further, even come down to like 46,200 level, or if it continues to push up. So of course we do have a strong trend here. So of course we do want to follow the trend, but we got to see what price is going to want to do. So for this, we can clear this out. We do have an all-time high at 48,048. So we're definitely going to mark that up. So previous all-time high, 48, 048, 7. All right, that's our previous all-time high. And then we want to mark up our previous weekly high and low. So that's going to be right here. Oops. So we're going to mark up the high. Make sure we're close. All right, we got 47.72. So 47,721. So let's do, we're going to keep it at 720.5. So previous weekly high, 47,720.5. And then we got our previous weekly low. So this is where price tapped into and then of course pulled up. So 46,502.5. I like that. We'll keep that. Previous weekly low and then 46,502.5. Cool. So I do want to mark up because since we did tap into an all-time high, we could have a heavy pullback. But again, this is US30, so this is just a combination of a bunch of different. Sorry, 1 second. So of course, let me see, because I don't even know myself. Because I've traded US30 a little bit. So good definition. US30 is a Forex trading. In Forex trading refers to Dow Jones Industrial Average, a stock market index tracking 30 of the largest publicly traded companies in the United States. There we go. So just to give you guys knowledge and give myself knowledge. So it's the 30 largest publicly traded companies in the United States all combined into one. So we just got to see what they're going to do. So again, we have the previous weekly high and low. So I do want to mark up some other areas as well. So of course we do have a really low area right here, which hasn't been tested since October. So not to say that price can go all the way down there, but definitely want to mark that up. And then also, of course, this area right here, this previous candle, this is going to be 46,118.9. So we can just actually put that as 119. So that could be a possible area. And then let's see. I mean, this could be an area as well. So because this was an area of supply and demand as well. So 45,765.8. All right, we got that. And then I won't do this lower one. I just want to keep it clean right here. So when we go down to the daily, we can kind of see things, again, a little bit clearer here. So just like I said, we have a strong demand area right here. So on the daily, we can actually mark this up. Again, kind of just put a border around it. So we had an all-time high right here. And then, we did have another area of demand right here and supply as well. So, but I'm going to mark up this low right here because this was our previous weekly low. And then, of course, we have another area right here as well. So price did tap into here as well. So we'll mark that up, and then, of course, here as well. So there we go. So we have some good areas here. So, of course, here on the daily, this honestly could be another area as well. So this is an area of supply, which price could definitely tap into here. So even though price is starting to push down a little bit, we do have this bearish rejection right here. So price pulled all the way down to here and then literally closed all the way up here. So closed at 47,058. So now price is at 40,058 right now. So it's literally tapping into the same area that it closed at. So, you know, price could tap into here and then continue to push up. So I don't know if price is going to push and retest this previous weekly low. We just have to see. We won't really find that out until market open. So, but I mean, this is good where we're at. You know, I want to be able to just have some good markups. You know, we're going to mark up this area as well because this is a previous area of supply as well. So, of course, when we go down to the 30-minute, you know, we can see some areas right here. So we have some areas here. You know, we have price tapped into here, kind of consolidated a little bit. So on the 30-minute, you know, we can see we did push all the way up here. So price could probably try to come to this area right here and then continue to push up. Or it can continue to maybe retest some of these lows right here before pushing back up. So because the overall trend is bullish. So we just got to kind of watch out and see what happens. But that's pretty much it for the breakdown. Again, gold I think is going to be bullish, and then US30 could end up being bullish as well, or beginning of the week we might have a slight pullback before we do go up. So that is it for the market breakdown. I appreciate you guys popping on. You know, thank you guys. Do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. And you can also follow me on Nikki_Pips on my Instagram. And we will be going live tomorrow morning as well. So if you want to trade live with me, come back here on my YouTube, look that I'm live, and tap in with me. You can trade live with me, or you can just watch, ask any questions. Whatever you like. I just want to be able to help you guys. And again, you guys can watch me trade. So appreciate you guys again. Like, comment, and subscribe. And tap in with me tomorrow morning for live trading. Peace.